Hey everybody, how you doing this morning? It's Thursday, August 28th, and it's been a couple days, 2 days since I filled my script, and I am leveling back out. So I had a really good counseling appointment yesterday, and it has brought renewed importance to the goal of looking for a new prescriber. And so, since I've gotten out of good habits, I am going to try to use this planner this week. I used to use a planner to keep myself on track, and I think I just got so complicated with it that I made it so I didn't want to do it. So I'm going to start with this guy today. I'm trying to remember. I used to have a much simpler way of staying on track of things and creating a routine. And instead of a planner, I had a cleaning chart that I had created in, I think, my 20s. And I used it for years and years. And yeah. Hi. Can you not destroy my stuff? Hi. Say hi, Rennie. Hi, Rennie. That's Serenity. So my arm still hurts, but that's all right. I don't know if I should be doing stretches for it. I'm afraid to make it worse, but that's all right. My hand's shaking. So far so good. I ended up staying up way too late. So yesterday was a lot better. My moods were evening out. I was still a little off. I had my counseling appointment. I told her what had happened, and we talked about different things to do. I mentioned to her what Alan's ideas are. So I took steps, my goals, and I wasn't really feeling like mentally up to talking to them yet. My goals that I set yesterday was tonight, write steps for getting the new prescriber. So that might sound silly, but she and I have been talking about expectations. It's been my observation that one of the things that I've been working on this year that's been huge for me as someone with ADHD is my expectations. I'm not sure if people with autism have similar struggles. I know that if you have autism, some people with autism can struggle with executive functioning issues as well. So probably similar, I'm thinking. Let me know, because I'm very curious about that. Struggling with deciding what the most important goal is to work on first. But I'm wondering, do you guys have a similar struggle when it comes to hold that thought. Get out of my car. No, girl, no. Thank you. Do you have similar struggles with your expectations? So I could be more of an ADHD thing. So one of the things I noticed is, and I've read this too, is that you can have an expectation of something. Now, I know that you can have an expectation of how long something takes you being completely wrong. And I get that. It goes with the whole time blindness thing and time distortion. And also the way we estimate how long things take us. We forget about all the little steps. And so we always think that we can do something. Well, I don't want to say all of us because we're all different, even with ADHD. But it's not uncommon from what I understand. Let me know, you guys, if you guys struggle with this as well. So for instance, that's got to be part of a huge reason why I'm late all the time. My poor working memory. I forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it, like constantly. So something simple like getting ready for work or getting your breakfast, you might forget, oh yeah, I've got to go grab my pills. I forgot about that. You might forget, oh, I've run out of this. I need to go to the store. And then you start making a list, and then you get distracted. And Or like, for instance, with me, with a new kitten, constantly while I'm either trying to record on here or writing my goals or just whatever I'm working on, she's constantly interrupting me because she's being a kitten. She's fulfilling her own needs of play, and she needs to play. And so she's constantly, and that's the X factor, right? That's the part that you can't predict. So a huge thing for me this year has been learning about expectations. Learning about, I know my expectations on how long I think something's going to take aren't going to be correct. My expectations about how complicated something might be may not be correct. Also, on top of that, when you visualize a task that's a goal, okay, I have to do XYZ today. You might have a goal. Let's say you have to go to the grocery store and pick up a list of things. Say 5 things. It's not even a big list. It's not about the list. It's just an example. So you visualize yourself getting in the car. Like, I do this in my head. I don't know if other people do this. It's not something I'm intentionally doing, but when I'm planning, I'm going through all the things that I have to do. I'm like, okay. And my brain skips over a bunch of stuff that I forget about. So I might forget how long I get stuck at a specific light. I might forget that if I go at a certain time of day that it's really busy, and I forget about that. I might get to the store and there might be something that happens with people getting in your way. You might have a friend suddenly text you about some emergency they're in. You might forget that you had a doctor's appointment. And so it's not so much about the distractions per se, is that yes, we have attention deficit, which is actually an executive functioning impairment. The distraction is a symptom of that. So our judgment sometimes might be off. So why does that matter? So it takes you a little bit longer. That's okay. Well, a lot of times I think that I underestimate things as being a lot easier than they are. For instance, if I decide I want to procrastinate something, I'm like, it's getting late. I'll do it in the morning. And it's almost like this wish fulfillment thing in my head. I don't know. I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up. I'm going to make sure I'm going to go to bed early tonight, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's almost like this deal I make with myself. But tomorrow version of you is not going to feel the same as tonight version of you. And so the next day comes. That's if you remember at all. If you're not using any kind of list planner or any kind of thing to help you with your executive functioning issues and your poor working memory, we'll talk about scaffolding. Scaffolding is anything that you can do, whatever method works for you, where you take the list or whatever thing that you need to remember, instead of expecting yourself to remember when you know you have challenges of certain memory, put it outside of yourself. So that, I started talking about this in another video about a week ago. So that can take the form of a planner, a calendar you have on your wall. I used to be in this ADHD group, and I made friends with one of the people in there, and he's more hyperactive. When I'm saying that, I'm not talking about a description. I'm talking about, so if you're new here, hi, my name's Sherry. I'm an adult with ADHD, possibly autism, also diagnosed with major depression, and I do content on mental health and neurodivergence. Sorry, trying to figure out a way if I should even keep saying that. I don't know. Please subscribe if that's something you also struggle with. We're building community here so that you don't have to feel alone, because lived experience is important. Wow, I just reined myself back quickly. I'm proud of myself. But I just forgot what I was saying before that. Working memory. scaffolding. So I really like Dr. Russell Barkley. Now, if you have ADHD, especially if you lean more towards ADHD, primarily hyperactive, it might be hard to watch him in his videos because he's neurotypical and he's very linear and he goes point by point and he takes a long time to get somewhere. But I will watch some of his videos for you. I'll create clips to show you, but I got some very good ideas from him. And yeah, I'd love to talk to you more about him soon because one of the things that I look for, if you are new and you're interested in seeing, like, as I go forward, like when I start providing more educational information, there's a lot of people on YouTube, and that's great. I think it's good because we're all different and we all have different approaches and we all have different things that work for us. So at first I thought, why should I even have a channel? I'm dealing with this as an older adult. There are people who are younger that know more information, and so many people are doing information about this now. I would just be redundant. But as it turns out, it's not true. We're each very different. And I felt alone for in dealing with this most of my life. That's a whole nother video. And that might be a common experience actually for both people who have ADHD and people who have autism as well, and or both. There is crossover symptoms / challenges / impairments. I don't know how you want to call it. If I'm wrong in looking at it that way, I apologize. We each have our own experience. So what am I saying? So I came on here to say hi. I wanted to let you know I'm doing a lot better today. This is actually good. I'm catching myself 12 minutes in. This is not going to be a long video at all because I have 2 that I have to edit that are long. Maybe I should just do a very quick update in the morning every day. So I'm trying to get back on track and not make a big thing out of it, but create something. Because each time I get super... Oh, good. I'm glad she's got a toy. It's the little things. She's not breaking things. I love her. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, side note. If you haven't watched my other videos, I had a couple days ago went without a medication. It was just one day because I ran out and it fell on a weekend again. And so if you saw that video and you're new where I was starting to freak out, that was the beginning of day 2 of being without until I got my script in the afternoon. So just to let you know, that's not how I am. That was a symptom of what happens when you abruptly stop. If you just miss one day on that medicine, it's not at all like other antidepressants. It's bad. It's instant rebound, and it's very impairing. It's very jarring. It can, at least in my case, make me feel like I'm having a bipolar episode. I do not have diagnosed bipolar, and I don't know what it's like to have a manic episode. I have known 1, 2, it's got to be 3 or 4 people. I know that I've known people who are diagnosed with bipolar, and I've talked to them about it. Although, I don't think any of them have type 1. I think they have type 2, which is slightly different. I'm getting off topic. So I wanted to we'll do that. Hey, that's a great idea. Okay, if I do a short video, okay, this is 15, that means I have to go. So the update for this morning is I'm doing a lot better. So what's today? Thursday, Wednesday. So Tuesday, that must have been the day I was freaking out. And I put it on my channel as part of my ADHD/autism journey vlogs because it's what I was struggling with that day. Forgetting to fill my med on time. Luckily for me, it's not as bad as when I was younger. I have to say that's got to be a really common thing for people with ADHD. They call it medication compliance or something like that. So I also want you to know, if you're relatively new here. Okay, so you know how I was just talking about why should I have a channel? You know, why I was thinking, why should I have a channel? And I thought, well, maybe there's somebody like me out there. And what I'm saying is, why I'm saying that is, one of the things that I noticed, and this is also one of the things that probably led me to start considering if I have autism as well, is the times that I was in going to some kind of support group or something, or educational group for people with ADHD. I pretty much felt like an alien there as well. And it's, especially with the last group that I was in, it was more of a psychological education. It was like, I don't know what you call it. It was a class, basically. It was like each week she went over a different topic to teach us about, so that we understood that ADHD was much more going on in our brain, and the different kinds of challenges that we can have. And sorry, I just ate breakfast. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to know, but I felt like an alien there too. I felt like really different. And that could have been a little bit of a rejection sensitivity dysphoria. My own perceptions from years and years of, the negative experiences that are very common for neurodivergent people in general. That's another conversation. But yeah. So I'm going to try something right now. Let's see.